What's up, YouTube? As promised, I'm putting a new video out. I have not put a video up in like a week or so. I can't be on here long because, of course, today is my birthday. I need to go pick up this cake, edible arrangement, a few other things. So I can't be on here long, but to give you an update, I'm still on my fitness journey to get down to 220. Last week, I worked out, and I'm gonna be real and honest with you all. Last week I worked out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I did not work out. I went to Houston to sing at some engagements. So I had the intention. My intent was to get there. I took my workout clothes, all that type of good stuff. I got into my hotel, and I said, "Oh, let me go find LA Fitness," because I was on the southwest side. And of course, I never hit the gym, so I did not get my workout in. But I think that my body is still looking good, still looking tight. A couple days is not gonna hurt. Of course, if you are also trying to get on your journey of eating clean, eating right, working out, every day is not gonna be perfect. Mine is not perfect, as I'm telling you. Did I eat clean? Not really. I didn't eat just horrible, but I did try to eat somewhat clean. Now, Houston has, of course, Whataburger, so I did go get my honey chicken biscuit while I was there. And I'm not a big drinker, but I do love the daiquiris from a daiquiri spot in Houston. So, of course, I did indulge in my daiquiri. And if you follow me on social media, you've probably seen that I was acting up a little bit, and it's because of the drinking part. Granted, I've only started drinking in 2019, so I'm still new to it, but I do enjoy a daiquiri. I'm to that place in drinking that it no longer really burns my throat. So that's my workout and my fitness side. That's about it. But what I can say is, along with your fitness and your eating, you have to also make sure that you are mentally healthy. Spiritually healthy. Do what it is that is going to make you be the best version of you, no matter what that may be. I firmly believe that sometimes getting away from, and this is just my opinion, getting away from where you grew up. Most people don't move out of a 50-mile radius of where they were born. That being said, a lot of traditions are passed down from generation to generation to generation, and it doesn't necessarily make those traditions correct. That is just what has worked for your family from generation to generation to generation. So, that being said, I highly do recommend getting outside that 50-mile radius and seeing something different and experiencing life differently, so that you can kind of change the narrative in your life. About me, what I deem successful at 13, 14, 15 is completely different than what I view it as at 36. When I was a kid, my dream was to be a bus driver. I wanted to be a bus driver, and I wanted to work at the local factory. But I wanted to graduate from high school, get me a single wide trailer, and eventually get me a double wide, get married, have a wife and kids, and get in church. And to me, that was successful at that point in time in life. And not knocking anybody that has those things, and if you feel successful, do you continue to be successful in what you feel is successful. But for me, once I ventured out and experienced life and really and truly found who I was as a person, I realized that I did not want to live in a single wide. And I grew up in a double wide. I grew up in a double wide trailer. I did not want to live in a single wide or a double wide trailer. I know that I did not want to be a bus driver. And I did not want a wife. And I'm on the fence about kids, to be honest. But I don't kill nobody's perspective. If that's your perspective, go with it, live with it. But I'm just telling you, it does help to get outside of that umbrella of that 50-mile radius of where you were born, and go somewhere else and experience life and have a different perspective on life, and it may change your perspective on being successful. And I do feel that had I stayed in my hometown, I would have been some closet case gay guy who would have gotten married, but would have found a way eventually to cheat, whether it was with another person in church, another man in church, or whatever. And I see it. Not knocking anybody to do it, because of course, who am I to tell you what you should or should not do? That's your life. You got to live your life for you. However, that would have been my story, and I know that it would have, because I see it so often, and I know that you can only suppress what's in you for so long, and it's going to come out one way or the other. But I'm glad that I walk in my truth daily. So yeah, just be the best version of you, no matter what that may be. But also with that, don't knock people who don't have the same perspective as you. I heard this story about a giraffe and turtle being in the same cage. And that turtle has a perspective on life, just as that giraffe has a perspective on life. You can't knock the turtle for their perspective and their vision on life, because that's their vision and that's their perspective. Just like that turtle can't knock the giraffe, because the giraffe has a different perspective and a different vision and a different perspective on life. So I don't knock anybody who love the simple life. That's what I'm gonna call it, a simple life, where you get married, you go to church, you do whatever, do what makes you happy. But I know that for me, once I ventured out and seen the world, I no longer wanted to do that. But yeah, but be the best you, no matter what it is. I have this quote on the bottom of my email saying to be the most truthful, most honest, most authentic version of myself. And even with on social media right now, a lot of people are buying homes, and I know for me the type of home that I want, and I could get on the bandwagon and purchase a home, because being honest, in this phase of life, I've been able to keep and save the most money. The most money not being on a deployment. I've been able to save a lot of money. I'm able to stack a lot of money right now. And of course, it looks good in a bank account and everything like that. And some moments I do. I've had moments. I almost went and got an X6 BMW, which I know that I don't need to get a BMW. I don't need to get a car payment. And then just seeing everybody talking about, oh, this house and my new homeowner, or whatever. But I have to learn to stay in my lane and watch my lane and do what works for me. And so currently, it works for me to stay where I am and stack my money. And in my season, things are gonna work out. In closing, I encourage someone. I'm not encouraged. Anyway, I'm always trying to give people encouraging words. And in the text message that I sent them, I told them that a tree that flourishes in the fall cannot look at a tree that flourishes in the spring and try to compare the two. Okay? And I say that because in the fall, the tree that's in the spring is not doing anything. You got to watch your lane and do what works for you. And in your season, you are going to bloom and you're going to flourish and you're going to thrive and you're going to produce a harvest. So stay in your lane, watch your lane, do what works for you in your season. And in your season, whenever it's time for you to bloom and to flourish and to reap your harvest, it's going to come. So in closing, take that in. I hope that this little ramble of stuff has helped you all. I'm still on my fitness journey to 220. Here's a little clip of my body. I have to say that I'm really, really, really happy of how my body's turning out. I look at videos of myself, or I look at pictures that I take of myself, and it's just kind of shocking that my body is really coming back together whenever I was going to go and have these different procedures to shape and do whatever. And nothing against people who are getting it done, nothing against any of you. But for me, I'm really happy that I did not go through with it, and I'm happy that my body, that I'm staying consistent, or I'm staying consistent with working at it. And it's a struggle. Like I said on my other video, it is a struggle, but I'm happy that I'm putting the work in to see the change that I want to see in my body. So yeah, so I'm happy about that. But also taking into consideration your genetics. I like to tell people that I come from good stock. I think that I got a good combination of genetics from my mom and my dad, and it made the current makeup that I have now. Everybody doesn't have that. Some people have no muscle mass at the lower part of their body. Everything is up top. Other people have more at the bottom and nothing at top, up top. But I'm glad that I have a good combination of both, where I got just enough at the bottom and just enough at the top, and it works for me. But like, subscribe, tell people about me. I know I rambled on so much on this video, but I promised you all that I was going to put a video out, so that's what I did.